You know, this past weekend we had my reunion at Union College. We had the opportunity to bring back 9 out of the 12 basketball players and our coaches that we played with. We had a reunion. And it was a great team, and we won a lot of games. We want to win something else here before this legislative session is out. And that is, we want to win a better community and safer roadways. And I think we've got a tremendous team here to illustrate why we should win that. Through a change in guidelines, regulations, through a new law, myself, Senator Farley, and Assemblyman McLaughlin, our sponsors of the Senator, a lead sponsor in the Senate, Assemblyman McLaughlin, a prime sponsor with me, and many others. The sad thing to say is that we could probably fill this entire room up, the lobby, the convention center, and go beyond, with individuals who have been impacted and families by the carnage that takes place on the roadways in New York State from what we would term, or at least I would, chronic and serial drunk and dangerous drivers. Now, these are individuals who not only have had revocation, but suspensions of their licenses. I mean, you can look at the numbers over here. 3 prior DWIs, 8 times, 9 times. You're going to hear some testimony about individuals who 19 times broke the law with dangerous driving. Some of them not under the influence of alcohol or drugs or inappropriate medication. Some of them just cowboys out in our streets who continue to do this over and over and over again. With us behind me are those individuals who clearly understand the reality of what this carnage means to their loved ones, to their family members, and to their family in and of itself. It can ruin a family for a lifetime, and has in so many instances. Now, I was told, I believe, Mr. DeCane, you gave me the figures. What was it, 4,000?
4,200 and some people were killed this morning at 5 o'clock since January 1st, 2012.
Okay.
And that's in the United States only.
That's too many tragedies. That's too much impact on the people we love in our families, in our lives, in our constituents. I first of all want to introduce those individuals who are here who are facing that reality and dealing with it. We have Jim Gordon from the Rensselaer County Stop DWI coordinator, and the DWI statewide has been unbelievable helping us to craft this, along with Linda Roselle Shannon. And Dr. Linda Roselle Shannon of Niskayuna is a former DMV policy analyst who in 2010 lost her mother-in-law, Charlotte Gallo, to a driver with a long record of dangerous driving. Charlotte's son, Chuck Shannon, also is here with us. Dean Bodner, Troy City Councilman, who 14 years ago lost his daughter, Allison, to a drunk driver. Bill DeCont of Schodack, who in 1977 had the truly unimaginable happen to him. He lost his wife Barbara, son Michael, and daughter Karen to a drunk driver, and saw another son injured by that drunk driver. Stephen Smith of East Greenbush is here, who in 2009, along with his daughter Hannah, barely survived a head-on collision with a drunk driver. Stephen's wife, Lorianne, is also here with us. Now, the fact of the matter is, you can pick up the Times-Union, the Gazette, the Post, any paper, and you can see a chronic, serial, drunk, or dangerous driver impacting, taking life, serious injury, having a tremendous effect on families just about every single day in New York State and probably across the United States of America. Fact of the matter is, we're coming up on Memorial Day, and we have to honor our soldiers, our lost men and women, and their sacrifice. But individuals will be in a heightened way out on our roads driving. Honest, law-abiding citizens who obey the laws of our roadways. But also out there will be those chronic, serial, drunk, and dangerous drivers. So it's heightened. This is a great time to reflect upon and send a message, be safe out there over this weekend. Drive carefully, drive defensively, because you don't know who is out there. But we felt it would be a great time also to highlight this piece of legislation, probably, I feel, with the help we've gotten to put it together from the professionals, the most holistic, the most strident DWI and dangerous driving law of any state in the nation if it's passed in the form it is in now. And let me say this. We have a lot of freedoms, we have a lot of liberties, we have a lot of rights. One of those rights is to be safe in your home, to be safe in this building, to be safe in where you work at your occupation, to be safe in your vehicle when you take your kids to school, to the doctors, on a trip or a vacation, and your entire family. But one of those rights isn't the privilege to have a license to drive a car. It's an important privilege, but it's not a right. And when you take that irresponsibly and you continue over and over and over again to get in that vehicle and make it a 2-ton weapon because you're under the influence or you just don't give a damn and you're reckless and you're going to drive the way you've driven and do what we did to Charlotte in front of Proctor's Theater, I believe we have an obligation to say we understand addiction to alcohol and drugs is a sickness. It's got to be treated. We're compassionate for that. But we cannot let our compassion for that addiction go above and beyond our legislative responsibilities to do what we have to do to protect innocent, law-abiding citizens on our roadways. That is our obligation, and that is what we're mandated to do, and that's what we're going to do. Now, having said that, we know that the governor, quite recently, did something about synthetic marijuana. It's bad for our kids. It's dangerous. It's causing deaths. He banned it unilaterally, administratively. We're doing legislation now, but he came out and said, in New York State, you can't sell that in your stores in New York State. We're asking him, forget about the legislation. Take a look at it. Use the tools we put in it. But go to DMV, sit down with that administration, and do this administratively, change the rules and the guidelines and the laws so we can get these chronic and serial DWI and dangerous drivers off the roadways. There comes a point where we just have to say enough is enough. And this basic legislation says that. Enough is enough. We cannot continue to allow this to happen over and over and over again. What's the definition of insanity everybody gives? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. We're not getting a different outcome. We're trying. Some individuals, it works revocation, suspension. They turn themselves around. But I have people come up to me and say, how about 1 strike? Why are you giving them 3 strikes? And then some say, how about 4 or 5 or 6? You know, well, there's got to be a midpoint. We've got to be realistic. And the way this piece of legislation works, holistically, is that in 3 different areas, if you get convictions, your license could be terminated for the rest of your life. Here are the 3 areas. A conviction of driving while drunk, a conviction while using a vehicle and committing an accident which is your fault, which causes serious injury or death, and the third one is a conviction of manslaughter while you're using that vehicle. Any combination of those 3. It could be all 3 of the same or a combination of 1 of each, 2 of one and another. We think 3 strikes, and that's the basis of the bill. 3 strikes, Charlotte's law, and you have your licenses terminated forever. And I know that's kind of harsh, but so is the stories that the people behind me are going to tell you and the impact on their life and the losses they've had. Just take a look at the pictures. Take a look at the people who are not listening. Man sentenced on 8th DWI charge. 8 DWI charges, and we hand you back a license? There's got to be something wrong with that.